Now, since you're watching this video, I'm just going to assume that you're a skinnier guy and you want to start building muscle. And in this video, I'm just going to focus on the two biggest bottlenecks that are holding most guys back from like bulking up and building muscle. In case you don't know who I am, I'm Neal, and I've made the transformation from being a really skinny guy who wasn't getting any attraction from girls to now getting more attraction than I know what to do with from girls. And, I just want to help other guys like you to transform their physiques. So first, we're going to talk about the nutrition and diet side of things. Now, in case you don't already know, if you want to bulk up and start building more muscle, we're going to have to be on what's called a calorie surplus. If you don't know, it's essentially you're eating more calories, more food to the point where you're gaining weight instead of just like maintaining the same weight or actually losing weight. If you're gaining around 2 to 4 pounds per month, like as you're bulking and like working out to build muscle, that's like a good range to be in. Anything above 4 pounds a month, you're going to be gaining like more fat than muscle, like disproportionately. And, I assume that's not what you want, to just gain a bunch of fat. And any less than that, and I guess you're just wasting some potential. But it's better to be on the lower side than to go on the higher side, in my opinion. Now, some of you may be stuck like deciding whether you want to go the clean or the dirty route. Pretty much a lot of fitness YouTubers or just people in like the fitness industry, I guess, they'll say that dirty bulking and like clean bulking is like exactly the same and it doesn't really matter what you do. But if you have an IQ like above 2 digits, or not above 2 digits, but at least 2 digits, you'll probably know that that's just complete BS. Dirty bulking and clean bulking are completely different. I'm going to just give you the raw truth. If you go the dirty bulking route, you probably are going to gain a lot more muscle a lot quicker and gain like more weight a lot faster. Like that's just how it is. But it's a very short-term way of thinking and a very short-term play, because dirty bulking is kind of like when you see those ads on TV that are like these health products like, oh yeah, take this pill and like it'll help give you this one like benefit. But then like during the commercial, they like talk about 1,000 other side effects that are worse than like fixing the actual problem that it solves. It's like these ads just like on TV that you'll see like target to older people, whatever. But it's pretty much the same thing with dirty bulking. It solves a problem. Like, yeah, it can get you to the physique that you want a little bit faster, but it creates like all of these terrible side effects that you don't want. When you're dirty bulking, you're going to be eating a bunch of these crappy, junky foods like processed sugar, artificial sweeteners, like things with a whole bunch of like ingredients that you don't even know about. And even if you end up creating a good physique off of that, what you're not seeing like immediately is that you're damaging like your mitochondria cells. And these are the cells in your body that like create the energy and pretty much help you live. Like they're very fundamental to like you living. So if you keep doing this, you're going to be lowering your levels of energy. You're going to like create these onsets of like muscle weakness, have neurological damage down the line, having like impaired senses, organ dysfunction, like all of this random bullshit that you don't want. Now, again, you can create this physique faster, but if that like knocks off 10 years of your total potential lifespan, and if that gives you lower energy levels and like you're not able to really enjoy your physique because you just feel like shit, is it really worth it? In my opinion, not really. So if you don't really care about your health and like over quality of life, go ahead and go do the dirty bulk, but don't say I didn't warn you. Now, alternatively, you can go the clean bulking route. What this is you're pretty much you're eating like non-processed foods. You're eating like organic and just like you kind of like understand the idea of what healthy food is. Like, I don't really need to tell you, but when you eat these healthier foods, you're increasing like your energy levels. You'll have a higher lifespan. You'll just feel better, and you'll still be able to create the physique, just maybe a little bit slower than if you went the dirty bulking route. Now, foods that you can eat are going to be like the non-processed things. So chicken, rice, steak, or like pretty much just these things that like don't have a bunch of ingredients. Like a good rule of thumb to like go by is if you see like on a package something, like say it's a bag of chips, you'll see like on the nutrition facts of like that bag of chips or whatever you're eating, like a cereal or whatever, it'll have like a bunch of these like scientific, like just weird ingredients that you don't know about, like xylitolol, XYZ 240. And it's like, if it has a bunch of like these ingredients, it's probably bad for you. So you just like want to avoid things like that. But alternatively, the clean foods are going to be things with like less ingredients. So like if you get a carton of eggs, the only ingredients in eggs are eggs. If you get some rice, the only ingredients in rice is rice. Now you may add, of course, like some salts or seasonings or whatever, but if the ingredients in it are like the least amount and it's not all of these scientific weird fucking names, you're pretty much in a good spot. Now, what you're gonna want to do to make sure that you're bulking is to track your calories. I used to make the mistake where I just tried to like eat more food and like fill my appetite and just be full every time I ate, but that wasn't actually enough. Just because you're full doesn't actually mean that you're at a calorie surplus. So track your calories. If you don't already have an app to help you do this, you can use what's called MyFitnessPal. It's a free app on the App Store. You can download it if you have Android or iPhone, doesn't matter. You can just, before you eat a meal, basically you'll just write down or like search up in like the search bar. You'll like understand it once you actually get the app. You just put in the search bar what you're actually eating. So if you're eating chicken and rice or like a pasta, you'll just put it inside of that, inside of your diary. And then over time, you're just going to start building up data of, okay, this is how many calories I'm consistently eating every day. And if you notice that you're not gaining any weight, then all you have to do is increase the amount of calories that you're eating on a consistent basis. Maybe it just means like adding another plate, or, you know, just increasing your calories just slightly, and then you'll start to like gain weight. This was a huge help for me because when I wasn't tracking my calories, I was kind of just like using guesswork, and I wasn't gaining any weight or any muscle really, and I was wondering why. It's because I wasn't tracking it. Tracking is going to help you for a lot of areas that you want to like improve and make. Yeah, pretty much in a lot of areas in life where you want to make improvements. When you can measure, you can actually start to manage it, and it's not like in your head and your brain can't kind of like trick you. That's a good tip that I use. But anyways, once you start to track your calories more, the next thing that you'll want to optimize for is like your macro split. So you want about 50% of your calories to come from carbohydrates, about 30% from fats, and about 20% from protein. You don't have to like exactly stick to this, but it's very helpful for like building the optimal amount of muscle. Your carbs are going to come from things like oatmeal, rice, quinoa, like wheat bread, things like that. Your fats are going to come from things like meats, nuts, dairy products like milk and eggs. And your proteins are going to come from pretty much the same things: meats, nuts, dairy products like eggs and milk. But yeah, essentially make sure you're on a clean bulk, or eating on a clean bulk. Stop eating all the processed sugary foods and stuff. It's terrible for you. And you can still make a lot of progress if you're on a clean bulk. Make sure that you're eating on a calorie surplus. To make sure that you're doing this, you can download the app called MyFitnessPal. It's completely free, and it really helps you to manage and just like know what your actual numbers are, how many calories you're actually eating. And after that, make sure that you're like hitting your macros. So about 50% of your food or your calories are coming from carbs, about 30% from fats, and then about 20% from your proteins. Now for the like exercise part of things. When you're working out, you want to aim for the hypertrophy zone when you're like doing your workouts. Essentially what this means, or if you don't know, hypertrophy just means like gaining or like enlarging your muscle, like increasing the size of your muscle. Essentially, you want to stay in that zone that's specifically designed for that. That is going to be the 8 to 12 rep range till failure. So what this means is, if you're doing bench press, or say you're doing dumbbell curls, right? Whatever weight that you're using, if you can do like 15 different reps, if you can do 15 reps in like one set, you're not in the hypertrophy zone. You're going to be in the endurance zone. And if you can't do like at least 6 curls in that one set, you're really not you're optimizing for strength. What you want to do is go to the 8 to 12 rep zone. So at about 8 to 12 reps, that's when you like start failure. So basically that just means that you can't lift anymore. If you can do that, you're going to be in that optimal range for building muscle. Again, anything over that, you're going to be in the endurance zone, and anything below that, you're going to be in the strength zone. It's not necessarily bad to be in the endurance or strength zone. It just means that you're not optimized for like growing the size of your muscle, which is a lot of what, pretty much the main goal of what a lot of these guys are wanting, especially if you're skinny. You probably just want to like gain muscle. You're not really concerned about building strength or endurance. You still will build those things if you're in the hypertrophy zone. It's just not what you're specifically optimizing for. By the way, since you've watched this far into the video, I can tell that you're fairly serious about like transforming your physique, building more muscle as a skinny guy. If that is you, I want to help you. You can click the first link in the description. will take you to my coaching offer. Pretty much it's just for the people who want some of my help. I can just accelerate the progress that you can make, because instead of just like watching these videos and like, I know it can be kind of confusing navigating the whole like fitness and like building your body thing. When I'm your coach, I'm just going to make sure that you get results and make sure you get results faster. So if you want to, check out the first link in the description. But as always, remember, if you want things to change for the better, it starts with you. Peace out.